Really pleased with the close, final 12 minutes on Sunday. A lot of lessons learned throughout the game, but really like the way we finished the game, both offensively and defensively. And now we have this great opportunity to go on the road Thursday against Kansas State. I think Coach Tang's done a tremendous job through the portal and the construction of their roster. They're playing really unselfishly on the offensive end of the floor, 20 assists a game. Really a beautiful way to play the game. They're shooting it exceptionally well from three, where we've been really strong defending the three through 2 games. That will certainly be put to the test there. I think on the defensive side of the ball, great schemes, very unique coverages. It's disruptive. They're forcing 16 turnovers a game there. The rim protection has been fantastic. Really a veteran team. I mentioned the portal, but then also guys like Ingessen, who's you can tell he put in the work in the offseason. He's been terrific through 2 games, mainly at the 5 position, but we'll slide to the 4 a little bit. So really talented team and a great opportunity. It'll be a phenomenal environment, sold-out crowd Thursday night, so looking forward to the trip to Manhattan.
Coach, have you noticed, I guess, Cam Carter before this quote-unquote revenge game, have you noticed anything different in terms of his preparation so far this week?
Yeah, I don't think it's any kind of revenge game. I just think it's next opportunity for him. He had a great experience there playing for Coach Tang. Got to go to 2 postseasons. Impact winning there. Last year we had this conversation with Jordan Wright when he went back to Vanderbilt. That was the first time I had ever dealt with that in my coaching career, so this will be a second. But I think Cam, as a senior, will show the maturity in his preparation and put the focus where it needs to be. I know he's appreciative of the impact K-State and the coaching staff there had in his career.
Yeah, I know you have a lot of guys on this roster who have been on the road before and played in these games. Just what do you stress though? I guess in the first game, because this is such a new group overall in terms of the 7 new guys playing together. Just what do you stress in the first road environment that these guys are going to be facing?
Yeah, I think it's, Glenn, the same whether your home road is, can we put our focus where it needs to be, that 94 by 50 foot court, to do the things we need to get done to be effective as a team. I thought, this past weekend, a lot of distractions. There was a lot going on, and I thought that showed in our first half performance. We weren't where we wanted to be, so I think there were some lessons learned there. But I think as cliche as it is, control what you can control, and Kansas State, both offensively, defensively, and even in special teams, put you in some positions you have to be well prepared. And they have to execute at a high level. So we'll need to have our focus where it needs to be for 40 minutes.
Coach, you talked about that challenge on the inside. You've defended the three-point line really well, but how important are guys like Jalen and Robert for defending that interior when they are going to try and pound you inside and get those points in the paint?
I've been pleased with their interior rim protection so far. I think we've let the ball get to the rim too much. Some one-on-one defensive breakdowns. Certainly there's some schematic things there where we're trying to do a good job defending the 3. I think it's 2 games, but the opponents are 4 for 34 from behind the arc, with one of them being a half-court buzzer beater. As I mentioned, that's going to be tested. You're looking at Kansas State 43% behind the arc. Howson's made 5 threes per game so far. NBA range, elite shooter. Max Jones 5 of 7 from 3. So they've really shot it exceptionally well, and their ball movement's been terrific. But there's no doubt we have to be much improved guarding the ball one-on-one off the bounce to keep the ball out of the paint.
Yeah, Coach, that's what I was going to ask, was about their guard versatility and the challenges for, your backcourt, Curtis, Jordan, all the guys.
Yeah, I think, again, I'm really pleased with the three-point defense, but we're getting beat off the bounce too much. It's putting our defense in some bad positions there. So it's been an area of focus for us this week. We have to do a better job containing one-on-one play, both individually and as a team, being where we're supposed to be in our team defensive assignments. I thought that was much improved in the second half. You look at, I believe Alabama State was 8 of 30 from the floor in the second half. First half wasn't where it needed to be, but I thought you saw that improve as the game went along.
Obviously, you don't want to get down 10 points in a game like you have had Sunday, but at the same time, is there a balance there when you say, I'd like to see how my team does against some adversity, and see how, as you said, the last 12 minutes you sounded pleased with. So how did that balance work out for you Sunday? And, is that kind of good to see that test sometimes?
Yeah, not ideal, Scott, for game 2, but I think it was much needed. It was really the first time we've faced adversity with this group. Down 10 with 13 minutes to go, could have folded, but I thought stayed focused on, doing the things we needed to do to get the win. I believe went 36-12 from that point to the close of the game. So you hope you learned a lot of lessons, both why you got down by 10 and then the things that we got accomplished on both ends of the floor, to get a double-digit win, being in that situation, and especially going on the road for the first time. We know there's going to be some adversity there. So I think it does benefit us to have gone through a little bit on Sunday.
In the Alabama State game, I remember seeing Cam Carter have a couple off-ball screens sort of plays ran for him, where he got a couple three-pointers up and he made them. Will that be a bit more of an emphasis earlier on in the game against K-State, or is it just however the offense flows?
I thought the execution was much better in the second half. I mean, you look, I think we were 59% from the floor, 57 from three. And after going 7-14 at the free throw line, we went 18-20 in the second half. So I thought our screening was much better in the second half. We moved the ball better. We made the right decision more often. Still too many careless turnovers that'll get put to the test against a very active K-State defense on Thursday. But it's so early in the season. We got to continue to get better in all areas. But screening, both on the ball and the off the ball screens, will continue to be an emphasis for us.
It's pretty clear through 2 games you guys want to feed Jalen in the post and you want to get him involved, around the rim. How much of that was stressed this offseason, and how much of that went into maybe some of the work he did on his body? Because he looks a little stronger than maybe he has been in years past.
He has gained about 15 pounds, and it's all muscle. I think he's moving as well as he has, even playing at 250, 252. I thought the first game he was a lot more effective in establishing his initial position in the post. If you look back at his catches versus Alabama State on Sunday, he was catching 17 to 18 feet out on the floor, and that's not really post play. It's just playing on the perimeter. So I think we got to do a better job getting the ball in a more effective scoring area for him. But I think he's very comfortable down there, very skilled. I also think he's a good passer. You can initiate all offense and play through the post with him there, as well as in the elbow areas where we know he's very effective off the dribble. So I think a lot of the post play that you're seeing from him is a credit to this work, not only in the weight room but also in the gym, continuing to add to his versatility there.
Forgive me, signing day tomorrow for you as well? No. There we go.
No, that's accurate. Yes, signing day is tomorrow.
Okay. Just the difference, right? Like the momentum I think that you probably have this year going into this event, and kind of your thoughts on how it's going for the team right now.
Yeah, really excited about where we are in recruiting. I know last year in the early period we signed Curtis and Rob, and then we're able to add Victorious there in the late period. Ended up being a top 10, top 12 class, depending on where you look. I think our class, depending on what you use right now, is anywhere from top 5 to top 12 again this year, and want to continue to build on that. So, I think when you're trying to build a program, you got to stack classes back to back to back, and then I know while it's early, just 2 games in, I think you see the impact of the 3 guys we brought into the program out of the portal, and Jordan Sears, Cam Carter, and Jai Bailey. So, really fired up about the direction and look forward to celebrating our signees tomorrow.
You talk about getting those guys in the portal, Cam, Jordan, and Jai. How important is Jordan in particular, a guy who's had a bunch of experience playing point guard at a very high level? How important is that as you go into a road game, big challenge for them with the composure and things like that? How important is a guy like that to keeping the offense in flow and in rhythm?
Well, it's going to be huge. I mean, we all know the importance of the point guard position. And I think if you look back at his track record in these road games, against Power 4 or whatever it is now, Power 5 opponents. He's fared well over the years. An elite three-point shooter. I thought you saw him be a lot more effective in the middle ball screen actions in the second half on Sunday, and we expect that moving forward. So has to avoid foul trouble, got in a little foul trouble in the first game. But I think having a point guard that can shoot it, also run your team, he can create out of ball screens, will be really important, especially on the road against, I can't overstate it enough. I think a terrific defensive team in K-State.
Hey, Coach, just how's Noah Boyd doing with his knee recovery?
Yeah, I've been really pleased with Noah. He's not close to game action yet, but he has recently been cleared for practice, live competition, 5-on-5 for the first time here in the last week or so. 7 foot, 260 pounds, very physical. I think he'll really be able to help us from a defense and rebounding standpoint. He's just got to continue to build that trust and confidence as he makes his return from a long layoff coming off the knee surgery. All right. Thank you, Coach. All right. Thanks so much.